This has like a bit of color. I think the whole thing could just be textured and then like cover. Vibes.
I just needed to try.
How about should we sweat the glue then? I was gonna do it to like it'll veer out.
Selfish in the way I move, I know. Yeah, baby, tell me what's come over you. Your phone light up 1K28 on you. Yeah, baby, tell me what's come over you. Your phone light up 1K28 on you. Yeah, baby, tell me what's come over you. Yeah, baby, tell me what's come over you. Yeah, baby, tell me what's come over you.
Yeah, hi. Welcome to episode 13 of Legends. Lucky number 13.
Yes.
I've never liked the number 13, but this one, it's going to change today. I'm with Claire Ucci.
Hello.
And Rachel Rivera.
Hi.
And who are makeup weekenders. Now, weekenders specialize in art and design focused goods, accessories and homeware for state-of-mind living, which I feel is very underwhelming because I feel like you guys bring colour to the world.
Aw, thank you. Thank you.
No, that was an it. When was the concept of weekenders first born?
So Claire and I, we met a long time ago in art school, and we just really had a really great vibe together. But to answer your question, long story short, we then from there went and worked in the fashion industry for over 10 years, working on print, textile, pattern, design, theme, things like that. And then when we decided to leave the corporate world, we started the Weekenders. And you know that phrase where it's like, you're working the 9 to 5, you're working for the weekend. We created Weekenders to make it feel like, why not make every day feel like it's the weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, so after the corporate world, we have been doing this full time for 3 years now. So definitely what you said, and then we've kind of expanded. I feel like we're kind of like the philosophy where anything can be a canvas. So we're really trying to expand. Like we did this awesome mural for Austin and his house, but we've also just trying to think of bigger things that we could put our artwork on.
So let's talk about this mural because it's amazing. Talk us through the whole process of it. Did Austin give you an idea and a concept and you ran with it, or did you give him the ideas?
That's always a fun thing when we work with, when we partner together with either a client or a person or a brand. It's all about getting together at first and getting to know the other person and seeing what they're all about and what they're after. So we knew overall that there was going to be a mural element to his home, but we really needed to gain insight on what that could look like and hear his thoughts about what his vision was for that. And then from there we would take that and brainstorm some ideas and then come together with a visual plan and then collaborate together with Austin and
This one was definitely a very collaborative piece just because we incorporated a lot of special things from his life into the piece that we could never just guess. So he definitely told us some tidbits and things that he wanted to incorporate, and then we found a way to mix it all into the piece as a whole. But there's little special nuggets all in it.
Yeah. Is the freedom that you get, does it vary between clients, say for Austin and then you work with Reebok as well?
Yeah, it's interesting because whether it's working for brands, if it's even in the lifestyle versus fashion industry, what's really great is that you just don't know what to expect, what we could do to collaborate together, because a lot of it starts with the visual element, but then a lot of it also is they want the Weekenders, us actually in the mix, as well as part of it to then elevate some form of piece of that.
And then it also varies too, because we do a lot of brand collaborations because of our past in fashion. That definitely comes into the world of collaboration. So we've done a lot. We did a collaboration with Ecologist and So
Paps.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we
PBR.
PBR. So we'd work with them to create a piece together that was like Times Weekenders, so something special.
Now you mentioned earlier that you went from working in big corporate to this entrepreneurial lifestyle, and a lot of entrepreneurs I talk to have done the same thing, where it's a big risk. Was it a big risk for you guys as well?
I mean, I think anything where it's not the standard quo, it's always a big risk. And I know that we're like, our core personalities are quite different, and we would like take that.
We're very different, but the same. It's hard to explain.
So, for me, working in that world, I felt like I got as far as I think I wanted to go. And I just needed to, I knew there was something more that I could do. So I just kind of leaped without, having this long-term game plan. But I knew in my game plan, Claire was in the mix no matter what.
And yeah, I needed a bit more time to make sure I felt ready to make the leap, because it is a big deal to let go of that, and you're getting paid really well, but that we deep down knew we had more in us. And I think too, all that journey in the corporate world,
It mattered.
it totally grew us to where we felt like we had the tools to do this all on our own anyway.
Right.
So I think it was all the steps were what they had to be to get us where we are.
So you guys, was it Emily Carr that you met at?
No, we actually are from Alberta. So
Alberta, baby.
So we actually met at ACAD, but now it's called
Right.
AU Arts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now what drew you guys to one another?
I thought she was just super cool.
Yeah.
And I'm oblivious.
Yeah.
So thank God Rachel found me.
We had a meet cute in typography class where one of our desks, I forgot whose was behind or in front of each other. And someone dropped a pencil or an eraser, and the other person picked it up, and he was like, "Oh, hello."
It's that simple, eh?
Yeah. And then in fourth year, we actually sat beside each other. And then in all of our corporate jobs, work for Aritzia and Lululemon on the textile teams, we sat and were on the same team. So we've literally been working together
And now we're
beside each other
studio in Chinatown.
since-
We're sitting in the same position.
for over 10 years. We've been together, really.
So not to get away too much from the weekenders, but
Yes.
when you're not collaborating, what do you guys do individually?
Well, I am definitely a really outdoors person. I actually we have our own individual crafts.
Okay.
Paint. We
Yeah.
create art separately, and they're actually quite different from themselves. So it's fun to fuse our aesthetics into weekenders together, but our own individual crafts
Very
quite different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's kind of cool too is we can do, just with our training and our vision, we can do actually really different kinds of artwork. So this is totally different from probably what's most known. We're probably most known for abstract kind of geometric, very colorful things.
Right.
But yeah, and then we have our different practices where Rachel, you can explain yours.
Mine's more just think super / natural.
Okay.
So it's animals and foliage are my main inspiration,
Right.
with colors that are fantastical.
Yeah.
Yeah, and more a rendered, realistic aesthetic
Right.
is my world.
And I'm total opposite. I'm abstract, texture, really color play, and
Yeah.
and then
Just
it's
both.
in the middle.
Yeah, and then it comes together.
Yeah.
So I love that you have this idea that you want to bring people into the world of the weekenders. What does that world look like?
Oh, it's inclusive. Anyone's welcome. Being nice is a ticket in.
Community is huge for us, and we are trying to shift the paradigm of the art world. You don't have to be pretentious, and there doesn't have to be ego, and everyone can be included. So we want to bring this fun time to our world.
And we need in this world
Right now,
anytime.
positive.
Optimism is just a bright
Yeah.
light to look at, and it's something that drives us. So I think if we can share something like that with the community, that's all we can ask for.
Now, a little bit of a similar question, but you're obviously very colourful individuals, and this is full of bright colours, but how do you guys also ensure that it's summer all year round?
Ooh, that's a state of mind.
You set that one up for us.
And here I'm in the palm tree mode, tanning by the beach.
So how do you maintain that then?
I think it's was just through the art. Like we.
Right.
Oh, it's like in my mind. I was like, how do you do that?
I meditated for 4 hours before came on the show.
Yeah. You do. Well, she does.
I do. That is my visual.
That is actually
in the
visual.
morning.
Yeah.
It's ocean waves and the sunrise. So,
Her roots.
yeah.
But yeah, we just like to have I think it comes through the optimistic feel of our artwork. It has that feeling of maybe not summer, but happy, sunny feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like we do respect, like, you know, all the art forms and artists that, like, you know, have points of views and things like that. When you look at their work, they're, you know, you're moved in some way. But how we want to put Weekenders out there is that when you look at our work, you're moved in the way of, like, just feeling lighter and feeling like this message is just about that, and it's not like any other meaning, but just feeling good.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's how, I guess, if you had to sum it up in one sentence, that would be it. Just to feel good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful. How did the pandemic affect your work?
We definitely pivoted. We do other work that people don't even see in our world, but we work a lot in like
package design, like we
more
work,
design.
yeah,
world.
design, graphic design, world
Yeah.
branding.
Right.
You know, we work with like the food and beverage industry to like do packaging, like theme and things like that, like that aren't necessarily as a wow as like a ground mural that you would see on an Instagram or something, but it's still stuff that we enjoy doing because it's still directing in like the packaging world or 2D world.
Speaking of murals, you've got quite a few. What's the most favorite place that you've created one?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Is it our uptown one?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Was that the one in Victoria?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It was like our biggest one, so it's 5,500 square feet, and
We did it just the two of us.
And
by
for
the
some
way.
reason,
Plus we
didn't get help. It was like
We're like, that's an option?
So how long did it take then?
3 weeks?
of like
Plus furniture. We also
Yeah.
did furniture. So in some of those scenes in the photos, they're like kind of camouflaged in because of the same
See them,
aesthetic,
but
but
they're
we
in
did
there.
do that as well.
and we were so buff.
Yeah, you get really fit.
Oh, yeah.
We were so fit. I've like
It was
never
a
been
good time.
so fit.
It's like an athlete.
Yeah, years ago I painted I painted townhouses years ago in Coquitlam.
Did you get
Yeah.
so
I
buff?
was jacked.
Yeah, just get
How did this happen? I was like this.
Shoulders all
Yeah,
day long.
it's a real thing.
Yeah.
And you have to paint on the ground on uneven, you know,
So it's all like
material.
textures.
Yeah.
and
You have to like
all
get it in.
there.
So what do you use? And pardon my ignorance, but I had something called a gun where you would just.
Oh, see, that's luxury.
Like the
item.
spray gun.
Yeah.
So we actually did think about that, but because sometimes with spray guns in an outdoor environment, wind really just takes it away.
Oh, right.
We would like it has patterns and stuff, so we would have had it
Mask.
would have almost taken longer to mask everything and spray.
Yeah.
So we ended up we just used rollers.
Each
there.
mural is definitely strategic in the
Yes.
application.
Right.
It's not like the same for each one.
Mhm.
We just take into account like the environment that it's placed in or
Right.
the style of artwork it is.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a hidden secret. Now you know.
Well, I know you guys are incredibly hard workers. So what was that, like 8-hour days that you were?
Longer, much longer.
Really?
And it was summer, so that we were like, till the sun comes down, and like come down much later. And you're like, okay, I guess we'll just keep going then. All right. You know.
Yeah.
But we were at the mall, so there's lots of fun things to eat.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
And everyone was really positive and cute. Like,
that would
what are
come
you
by.
doing? Working on? So it's really
But it was kind of funny because of COVID. Well, no, that was pre-COVID.
no, it was in code.
Was it?
I
Okay.
don't know
can't
anymore.
remember.
I don't
But
know.
either way, there was a
BC
barricade.
before COVID.
I know. Like, what is that? There was a barricade for us so that no one would walk in the wet paint.
Right.
Yes.
And then it kind of felt like at some points, because it was a mall,
Mhm.
and there's shoppers, that we felt like zoo animals a little.
Yeah.
/ in jail.
God.
We're like, don't step in here. But it was fun.
Have you guys thought about creating your artwork for music festivals or concerts, or do you currently
We
do that?
would love
That's
to.
that's in our future vision.
I had that vision as I was walking here. I should be doing that.
Like a stage.
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
We've done smaller stage installations before
for VMF.
Yeah, VMF and some markets. But
Talk to me about a VMF then.
oh yeah, we did last summer.
Mm-hmm.
We did a couple of stages with them for their like public disco like stage pop-ups,
Yeah.
and it was cool because it was a mix. There was some like digital stages or like digital artwork that we did that was then printed.
Right.
And then we did like some live painting pieces. Like we did that for their 5-year anniversary.
Right.
It was cool because we were live painting and we did this fun thing where we had like it was gonna be a big reveal. And while the musicians or the acts were on the stage, we'd be painting alongside them. And then when we were finished the mural, we did the big reveal, and it just said BMF 5.
It was like a vinyl that we had painted, so you didn't know it was there. And then when you took it off, it revealed the wording for it.
Wow.
So it was really fun.
Yeah.
little-
We were like, da-da.
Yeah.
So, like, if you could envision, I'm getting really philosophical now. If
Love
you can
it.
envision yourself down the line, what would be the ideal? Would it be like Coachella or something like that? that you would-
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Burning Man.
Something that's a whole other one.
Insane.
So our goal for the future is to be like traveling muralists. So like I hope you see us soon in like Japan and
Okay,
Like
yeah.
Europe or
Right.
the US is a little bit trickier because we're non-existing visas and stuff and no healthcare, it's cool. But yeah, that's gonna be Coachella or wherever we'd want to be in
And
the future.
what else would you say would be your long-term vision?
Also like working like in that traveling realm, but like with partners like that are like hotels and things like that, like working with people that also like work in the traveling world where you could elevate their brand specific to their city or like country that they're in. It's just kind of like we see this vision of it's a worldwide experience and everyone can experience the weekend like in that way,
Right.
and like having it be this immersive thing where guests and the community can just be like, I want to be part of that, like part of the club kind of thing.
Yeah. Now, as well as art itself, do you work with clothing as well? You do, yeah.
That's a big part of what we do.
Yeah.
We're actually going to be releasing our latest unisex collection this spring.
Yeah, in a couple months.
And it's really fun because we actually released a unisex collection a couple of years ago.
So like onesies and hoodies and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it's like it includes our prints, and it's just like really fun, and anyone can wear them. And so we're gonna launch that in the next couple of months, and you're the
That's
first
exciting.
to know.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're the first to buy them. Actually, as well. I love my hoodies. Oh yeah. So you guys push the boundaries of where art can be created and seen, and you question those. How do you do so?
Have you ever thought that an artwork could be on the ground?
It's just like looking at almost anything, being like, why not put it on that?
Right.
Like even like plants.
I was
You
just
could
gonna
put-
say a plant.
You could put like little dots on it, and like
Yeah.
you literally could take anything and I think make it
Now,
put artwork on it.
imagine you're starting in your nude form, and you put clothes on that are weekenders made,
Yes.
and then you leave the door either on your bike or skate or car, and it's weekenders wrapped, and then
And it becomes a state of mind.
yeah. And then you're
everywhere.
on the pavement, and there's a ground mural, and it's a weekenders mural, and you're just like, oh,
And then
I'm
you go
living in
into
the
the water to surf, and it's a weekender
surfer, yeah. So you're just immersed in it.
You're
you
living
know?
the weekend
Yeah.
life. Yeah. That's awesome. I love it.
I like your start.
Start pure.
Like, where is this
In your
going?
purest form.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the last time I'm getting baked
Great.
before I do it.
I wish. That's like me sober.
Yeah, I don't know if you could handle it.
I don't
Just
think
kidding.
so.
It's been brief but an absolute joy just to sit and chat.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course, thank you for
It's
taking me into
lovely.
your world. I don't want to leave now.
Do you see the world a little different?
Yes, I do. And I want like a onesie. So
Yeah, noted.
custom made.
Noted.
They're really fun. The next collection is going to
Yeah.
be like just super summery feel, lots of pattern, and it will be purchasable.
Do you think it's gonna like absolutely take off during summer?
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be
so
great.
It's
Yeah.
like so on trend. You're just gonna want these.
Summer vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
summer vibes.
I feel like a melty ice cream.
Yeah.
Do you want
That's
to
so
talk about
weird.
just like how your different maybe painting techniques even on the wall behind you?
Yeah.
Could be interesting.
Yeah. So, you know, in terms of this mural, what was really fun about it was that it was a lot more painterly and like multimedia than some of our other pieces that were more like solid. And so that really helped us like, you know, invoke this kind of like rendered element with the duck, but also a spray paint abstract element with like how he's spraying this world into the wall. So, you know, that was really fun, and we got to get real expressive with it.
I love it.
Yeah, this was like definitely a different world for us, but it was so much fun. We got to get messy. It was fun to make textures, like to make it feel like a old cement wall that's like cracking, and just having that feel like right when you walk in was really fun to make.
And do you feel that by having this freedom, you know, like all the reins are off and you can be more expressive?
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, it was
It's really
really
fun.
open. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's paint everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
We definitely had to block out the other
whole
areas
room.
of the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the duck.
Yeah, he's
He's jamming.
Love it.
It's Austin.
Is it your?
Yeah, I saw the mama's boy there. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's Austin. Yeah.
Yeah. So cute.
Right on. Cool. It's been, like I said, it's been an absolute joy. Thanks for making my afternoon. It's
Thanks for having us, guys.
it's a nice contrast from the Zoom interviews to these in-person
know.
ones,
Yeah,
and it's like just like your art, it's completely different.
Aw.
And it's I'm just so thankful that I got to be in your world for 30 minutes. So thank you.
And lucky 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah. So thanks guys for watching. You can download this episode over on Spotify, on Apple. You can watch it on YouTube. And check out The Weekend's Instagram. Austin's going to have the captions across here. They're doing amazing things. Look out for their merchandise, and we'll see you for episode 14.
That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect.